Well, welcome everyone to today's session. It's our Partner Solutions session by Google entitled Bringing Grow with Google Digital Skills Training and Tools to Your Community. My name is Susan McGuire and I'll be your ACCE host for today's session. Before we get started, just a few housekeeping items. This is an express session lasting about 20 minutes. We're allowing a 5 to 10 minute transition time so you can get to your next Partner Solutions session, which will start at 2 p.m. East Coast time. All attendees will be muted, so please use the chat to ask our presenters questions. And we'll use the last 5 minutes to address those questions. Go ahead and throw them in the chat as soon as you have them, but we'll use the last 5 minutes to address them. And finally, this session is being recorded and will be available starting tomorrow on the events site. Now I'm going to hand things over to our presenters to get things started with a huge welcome for their participation today and their sponsorship. First, I have Justine Benisch of Grow with Google. And second, we have Danielle Rodriguez of the Brownsville Chamber of Commerce. Justine, I'll pass things over to you now.
Thanks so much, Susan, and many thanks, as always, to ACCE for having Google here this year. I did a little bit of checking on the background recently, and I think this is our 9th year sponsoring ACCE's conference, or sponsoring ACCE in their endeavors. So we're super excited to be here. I always love talking to chambers of commerce because they're some of our most active partners and the partners that are really doing work in the trenches to help the small businesses across the United States. So thanks so much to everybody on this call who are helping the small businesses in your community, especially during unprecedented times such as these when they really do need your help. So as Susan said, my name is Justine Benisch. I am the team lead of something called the Grow with Google Partner Program, which is a piece of Grow with Google. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a background on what Grow with Google is. Some of you on this call may be partners already. Some of you may be interested in becoming partners. And so I'll talk a little bit about this program, and then I'll hand things over to Danielle at the Brownsville Chamber to talk a little bit about her experience as a partner of Grow with Google's. So the Grow with Google initiative helps people across the United States grow their skills, careers, and businesses through free tools, trainings, and events. So Google founded Grow with Google in an effort to bridge what we refer to as the digital divide. Google is drawing on 20 years of history of building tools and platforms that help small businesses and job seekers grow. So we were really well positioned in terms of being able to provide training around increasing digital skills. But we understand very deeply that we cannot tackle this issue alone. So you guys are members of organizations that are already doing the work in your local communities, and you are the ones who know best how the businesses that you work with learn, what they want to learn about, what tools they may be most interested in. So with this in mind, Grow with Google founded the Grow with Google Partner Program, which has a little bit over 8,000 organizations nationwide in the program right now. And through this program, nonprofits like yours can get access to all of Grow with Google's training materials, tools, resources, and hands-on help completely for free. So what we provide to our partners as support is resources. So this includes get started guides around many of the products that are available to small businesses that they may not know about that are free or low cost. This also includes presentation materials and outreach materials, anything that you might need if you are interested in hosting a workshop around using any of these tools or programs. And it also includes a direct line to Google, which I think is one of the greatest benefits of the program, where if one of the businesses that you work with has a question on something like, say, Google My Business, I am very interested in using this tool, but every time I try to claim my business listing, I get suspended. Why is that? You can come directly to our team and you can ask the question to us and we can figure out what the answer is for you. So this is a great benefit for our partners. We also have a discussions board where you can interact with other partners and talk about best practices for using the program. Sorry to be going quickly, but this is a speed session, as Susan said. So we offer you multiple ways that you can offer training. You can host the trainings yourselves. You can host viewing parties around what's called the Partner Digital Series, which are our live stream events, or you can request one of our professional trainers or professionally trained speakers to come and present at the workshop for you. So that's an option as well. This is a list of our sample topics. I won't linger here too long, but if you are interested in signing up for the program, you can visit g.co/grow/ACCE, complete a quick registration form there. And from from there, once you're accepted into the program, you'll receive information about accessing our online resource portal and joining a welcome webinar to get you all onboarded. So I could give a quadruple length presentation on this topic, but it is much more useful for me to hand things off to Danielle Rodriguez from the Brownsville Chamber so that she can talk about her experience hosting workshops using our materials and being a Grow with Google partner. And to date, the Brownsville Chamber has hosted workshops around 8 of our topics and has trained nearly 300 individuals in their communities on these digital skills topics. So we're super excited that she's here. Sorry, I should have advanced to this slide first, but there's Danielle and a great quote from her. And I'm very excited to have her here on the call with us today so she can talk a little bit about her experience with the program. Thanks so much, Danielle.
Thank you, Justine. We are very excited to be here and speak about our experience with the Grow with Google Partner Program. As you saw through my quote, the city of Brownsville in Texas is one of the least connected cities in the United States. So partnering with Grow with Google has really allowed us to bridge the digital divide that Justine mentioned earlier on. And we have been able to offer free resources that these businesses would not have been able to access if it were not for this partnership program. So over on to my tips on how to successfully host a Grow with Google workshop. Justine mentioned that there were several resources available to partners, such as the guides, and you'll have access to the PowerPoint slides, as well as the flyer for each individual topic that is available. And there are many topics available. So when it comes to actually planning a workshop, because of the many topics that are available, what we like to do at the Brownsville Chamber of Commerce is we use our weekly educational workshop newsletter to survey our membership on which topics are most important to them that week. That way we can go ahead and schedule and plan for that workshop in the future, the near future that is, because we know that things are constantly evolving and changing on a day-to-day basis due to the pandemic. A lot of these topics came of great use to these small businesses. And we were very excited to have been a partner since 2019. So we kind of already knew the outlay of the program itself and the different opportunities that came with being in this partnership program, because we weren't just offering in-person things anymore. We had access to the on-demand webinars, as well as the live webinars that they had already scheduled throughout the year. That came in great importance at the correct time in the scope of everything that was happening with COVID-19 and in Texas with the freeze that happened as well. So all of this came in use, but when it comes down to the marketing aspect of it, we do know that our audiences are becoming, less engaged with longer form content. So we really like to use our social media platforms to engage with these audiences, potential audiences as well, to speak about, the topic itself and get them more engaged in that topic to learn more. So what we use is our social media stories platform, because they are short form content. And it's, very easy to go live on them and speak about the topic itself. For the day of the event, what more to get people excited than free lunch, free dessert, and even gift card drawing. So we have hosted these Grow with Google workshops as lunch and learns. And let me tell you that the difference is astronomical between having a workshop, in the afternoon with no lunch versus a lunch and learn where the participants almost double just because of that free lunch. So offering incentives during the day of the event will really change, how many people you're able to impact. After the event, we do like to follow up and get feedback from our audience members that were present, whether it be in person or whether it be a online webinar that we hosted. Just to kind of see if the topic was, relevant to them during that time and what we can do better on for the next ones to come. But what I really want to touch on is that the Grow with Google partnership program has allowed us to reach these businesses and really change the lives of these businesses interact within our community. It has allowed these businesses to take charge of their digital footprint and really take ownership of their business. During COVID-19, what happened was that, a lot of these businesses had the online opportunity, and the Grow with Google partnership program allowed these businesses quick and free information to get their businesses online and really transform them. So we're transforming not only our businesses, but our community's image to be more digitally focused, as well as take advantage of all that's out there from our partners. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Danielle. It's always great to hear these tips from partners that are hosting workshops. Especially, I would like to point out that chambers are the most active partner type in our program, followed very closely by the Small Business Development Center. So there's a little bit of a competition between the two of who can host the most workshops. But I wonder if I could ask you, of the topics that you posted, were there any that you think were of particular use or interest to your community? Were there any that were more popular than others? So I'd love to hear about what types of topics really resonated with your audience.
Yes, of course. So the ones that we have posted, Get Your Business on Google My Business, was really the one that had the most impact, because from there we were able to get many businesses on there to display their hours of operation, what COVID-19 regulations they had, as well as from that they were able to see how they were able to use the free website builder that Google offers. So I think that was the topic that was most beneficial to our community.
That's awesome. I would like everyone to know that Danielle and I did not discuss these questions ahead of time. And I couldn't have asked for a better response. The topic that Danielle is talking about, which is get your business found on Google Search and Maps, is the most popular small business topic that we offer. And getting a business on to Google Search can take less than 15 minutes, and is also like one of the easiest and totally free ways the businesses can be found when customers are looking for them online. So thanks, that's wonderful. I'm just taking a look at your slide here. So what has the feedback been from your community on the resources, on the workshops that you've hosted using our topics?
Yeah, so the topics themselves, the title of the topics have really scared some of our audience members, because they do tend to be much older. So they're afraid of like the technology aspect and how they're going to handle that. But because we have a committee that specializes in decreasing the digital divide, we have been able to use that committee to help hands-on with these businesses, and make sure that they actually go through the process. And in addition, the presentations themselves go step by step with these businesses. So they're able to see how, just clicking one button, they'll see the next page of that, and they're able to easily understand that they can take that step forward and get online.
And this is a really good point that Danielle brings up, that we should mention, is the majority of our content is intended for a beginner audience. So this is audiences that aren't as technically savvy necessarily. So people who are just starting a business, or people who may have had a business for years, but just haven't really been doing anything to get it online. But we have recently, in response to partner feedback, been adding a couple of topics that run more toward the intermediate side. And our partner digital series, which is the series of live streams that we host a couple of times a year, occasionally focus on the more advanced content. So if any of you chambers have businesses that are interested in learning more about something like Google Ads, for example, we do have topics that delve a little deeper into that. But you wouldn't want a business that's just starting out to jump immediately into Google Ads. So when Danielle says sometimes the topics can be scary, we really try to break down the majority of our topics to make it be really, really intro level content. So I'm glad to hear that that it's that your businesses are able to understand the content better once you dive into them.
Yeah, and just to add to that, sorry, each of the topics themselves will have a one-pager with the items that the attendee will learn, as well as which audiences are particular to that event, as well as if they're also in Spanish. So you have the option to do it in English, or you could do it in Spanish as well.
Yes, and that is a great point. And again, I will mention, I did not prep Danielle for any of these comments, and she's doing a really great job of selling the program. So this is really great. Thanks, Danielle. I think we need to move over into Q&A. So there are a couple of questions that we have in here. So one from LP Chamber, in case I forget to ask, how do we access the Google reps directly? So we have an email address that you can actually reach out to. It's GWG Partners, so like Grow with Google Partners at google.com. And that is the email address that goes to the entire team that I manage. So depending on the nature of your question, it'll be assigned to whoever is best equipped to answer it. So this is where you can ask questions if you're interested in joining the program, or once you're in the program, you can reach out to that email alias as well. We also have a support chat within the partner community that is live on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, so that you can access our team that way as well. So the BG Chamber, how are you able to help your members understand what Grow with Google is? So sometimes we, this may be a question for you, Danielle, so I'm gonna hand that straight to you.
Yeah, so what we did to help our members kind of understand what the Grow with Google Partner Program is that, you know, once you sign up with the partner program and you're approved through it, Google will send you the announcement of it. So they have a press release template that will speak more about what the program is, as well as social media graphics for that as well. So all you have to do is plug in the name of your chamber and, you know, what upcoming topics you have already scheduled with them. So that's what we did to kind of get the word out about it. But because we have a membership where we are continually getting more members, as well as your chambers are as well, we continually have to push the message of, you know, what this partnership program is and how it's free for them, not only for the membership, but for the community as a whole to take advantage of. And also that, you know, we're not only targeting small businesses, but we can target job seekers, students as well, and veterans as well. So there's topics for every single category that we're able to target.
That's great. A question from the Wichita Chamber, does Google provide the workshops in multiple languages? As Danielle mentioned in her comments, we offer the majority, although not all of our topics in Spanish. That is the only language that we currently have our materials translated into, although we have had partners take our English materials and either dub our videos in languages of their choice or translate the materials. So the materials are all, you are welcome to take them and do with them as you'd like. They are all in Google Slides. You can make a copy if you want to add your chamber's logo to the front page. You are welcome to edit the materials, which includes adding in other languages if you see fit. But the only languages that we provide full presentation materials in are English and Spanish. Then from the LP Chamber, do all the workshops have to be in person? And I'm glad to know you've hosted in the past and you're looking to get back on track. No, we provide a lot of guidance actually around hosting workshops virtually. So that I think is what everybody pretty much has been doing for the last year and a half. I know some organizations are moving back to in-person now. So we provide materials that you can share digitally or that you can present on a platform like this one, or if you are looking to present in-person workshops and it's safe to do so in your community, we have printable materials, and we will also provide, actually, you can order physical swag to come to your in-person events. Any advice on how to reach businesses about getting online if they aren't online? Most of our marketing is online. Have any customers used other marketing to reach a harder to reach audience? I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, Danielle.
So what we like to do when we send out any mail to them, we'll print out a list of the workshop topics that we have, and we'll send it with, you know, invoices, upcoming events, and things like that. So that's how we reach them, as well as our city has a digital billboard off the expressway. So we like to utilize that as well.
Those are great tips. I think we're coming up to the end of our time, right, Susan?
Yes. Thank you so much, Justine and Danielle. What a great session. And thank you for the great questions, everyone. I put in the chat where you can find a recording of the session. It should be there in 12 hours. You can find it at the Google booth at our summit, and you can also find it in on-demand videos. So go ahead, take a look, visit the booth, get more information, chat with them further, and certainly forward the information to your colleagues. So with that, Justine, I'm going to give you the last word, and then we'll wrap up.
Great. So I want to thank Danielle so much. I just popped this into the chat because I didn't know it was going to be kicked back to me, but thank you so much to the Brownsville Chamber. Again, it is really the chambers that are doing all the hard work here. We're just trying to make your jobs easier and help you accomplish your mission. So it is free to join this program. There are no you do not have to commit to anything by joining this program. So visit us at g.co/grow/ACCE to fill in that registration form. And we would love to have you join so that we can help you in the great work that you're doing with the small businesses in your local community. Thank you.
Thank you, Justine, for that last word. And thank you, Danielle, as well. Really appreciate you both. We appreciate all attendees. Thanks, everyone. We will see you at the next Partner Solutions session starting at 2 p.m. Eastern.